Hello everyone. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking, and thank you so much for being here. Today is the 3rd of June of 2020, and this reading will be the astrology around the full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius at 15 degrees and 34 minutes. Exactly, as you can see here, the sun is in the sign of Gemini and the moon is in the sign of Sagittarius. That is what a full moon is, when the sun is right across from the moon. So it's a lunar eclipse. First of all, lunar eclipses mean a full moon, and that's why it's such a big deal, because it is an eclipse. Now, what I'm going to be doing before I go into more astrology is I'm going to be talking about each individual sign and which area of life they will be affected. First part, and I'm going to put the timestamps in the description box below, so you can go straight to your sign. You can listen first to which area of life you will be affected, and as well as that, after I finished all the signs, I'm going to take a few tarot and also I'm going to be picking an oracle card, so a bit of advice for you. So that will be on a separate list with timestamps for the tarot for each individual sign. All right, let's go into the astrology, as this is the first portion of the reading. First of all, full moon lunar eclipse, 5th of June 2020. For each and every one of us, it will be at a different time of day. Nevertheless, a full moon means culmination. Something is ending. As I was saying, the full moon provides us with a lot of light. We've got the sun right across the moon, and we know the moon doesn't have its own light, so therefore the light it emanates is from the sun. It's the reflection of the sun. Sagittarius. What is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is all about higher education, truth, philosophy, other cultures, people from other races, racism, truth. I might be mentioning things double, doesn't matter. It's all about having the vision of the world, being the elder, the wiser. Because when we have an Aries chart, let's say rising was in Aries, Sagittarius would be the 9th house, so it's up here. So just letting you all know that the bottom of the chart, okay, is the personal. These are the personal planets. So starting, let's say, from Aries all the way up to Virgo is when we're growing. The soul is growing. When we move into the top part of the chart, it does speak more about the future, but more about the collective as well. Okay, so it does speak future. Now, Sagittarius can also be the law, things to do with the law. What is our truth? What do we have to manage? You know, what comes after Sagittarius? It's Capricorn, and Capricorn is the elder, it's the wiser. So it's about an awakening to worldly matters. Gemini, which is right across, there is the full moon here. We've got Gemini, which is right across. Gemini is the student. Sagittarius is the teacher. So this being a full moon, obviously, 6 months ago, there was a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. We always have a new moon. For each person, each sign gets their new moon of the year. After 6 months, we have the full moon, which means there is a culmination, an ending. So obviously the axis Gemini Sagittarius, as I was saying, it is the student and the teacher, right? And what is important is that to get an eclipse, we have to have the nodes close by. That's why we have eclipses and not just a normal full moon. So as you can see, the moon is very close to the south node. in the sign of Sagittarius. The North Node is in the sign of Gemini. Now the nodes, the nodal shift happened on the 5th of May of 2020. That's why the nodes are at 29 degrees, okay, and they move opposite to what the planets move. So if the planets move in an anti-clockwise manner, then the nodes move in a clockwise. So the opposite to what the planets move. So here is the North Node. The Sun is in Gemini. Happy birthday, dear Gemini. The Sun is moving closer and closer to the North Node, which is going to show us something to do with fate. What is our destiny? What are we doing? What are we moving towards? What are we learning? Okay, Gemini, the student. North Node is our fate. It's something that's not familiar. It's our future. It's what we've signed for when we took our first breath. South Node with the Moon, very karmic. It's moving towards, it's going to meet up with the Moon. And because the Moon moves very quickly, it's a quick meeting. It will be touching on the South Node just hours after this eclipse. So the South Node is something that's very, very familiar, okay, very well known from a past lifetime, from our childhood, from when we were taking our first breath. We're coming from the South Node. So Sagittarian energy is very familiar to the collective. And with all these things happening in the US, the axis, Sagittarius, which is our beliefs, religion, and this can mean different beliefs, not being on the same page. This could talk about racism. This could also talk about things, karmic things that are coming to the surface, to be seen, to be excreted, because we're supposed to be moving away from the South Node and moving towards Gemini, the North Node. Gemini is our environment, our close environment. Sagittarius is the world at large. It's the distance. It's other places. Gemini is our neighborhood. It's our siblings, neighbors. It's collaborating. It's communicating, learning. Gemini is the hands. The hands. We've got two hands. Gemini is double-sided. Gemini can have difficulty in making a decision. It's the twins. But Gemini is also the student. It's the logic. It's ruled by Mercury. Now, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is not happy with Pluto and Saturn in the sign of Capricorn. It's at its detriment. It's not happy here. It loses its strength. But it's amongst Pluto and Saturn, which means that it's trying to put in the effort, the work. It's dealing with karmic issues. Jupiter is wanting to expand. Okay, where the world is concerned, Pluto means money, but it also means the masses. But we've got to stand in our integrity, Saturn says. We've got to grow up, okay? So the Moon is our emotions. It's our recessive. It's our subconscious. It's our dream state. It's our dreams. It's our instinct. The Sun is our ego, okay? It's our physical body. Whereas the Moon can also be our psyche, our subconscious, our psychological self. So this is, let's say, a battle between our subconscious, our unconscious, our psyche with our ego. Now the Sun is very close with Venus. Venus is retrograding in the sign of Gemini. Venus is love, money, values, projects, okay? And Venus is actually so close to the Sun that she's being burnt. It's called the Kazemi state, which means she's losing her strength. She cannot be seen because the Sun is so bright in the position that she's in. And she's actually going down into the depths. She's up to something. So she's disappeared. She's going to come out as the morning star, because so far we've been seeing her traveling very close with the Moon in the evenings, right? Now She will be coming out of those depths. We don't know what she's up to there, what information she's gathering. She's very, very curious in the sign of Gemini. And Gemini is all about communication, having those difficult conversations. Okay, now what is interesting here is that, okay, so we've got the sun and the moon in opposition. That's a tug of war. This line here is called an opposition. It's one person pulling from one side and the other from the other. So it's a bit of a battle. We've also got a square from the sun and Venus over to Mars. So there can be a lot of tension. We know that eclipses are amplified full moons. Their energy can be 10 times stronger, okay, than a normal full moon. Already with a full moon, we're very sensitive, okay. Now, having a square over to Mars, Mars can be aggression. Mars is not strong in the sign of Pisces, not at all. And of course, sun opposite moon, you know, this lunar eclipse can bring a sharper focus, or trying to change things up, work with things, trying to manifest something, but having difficulty, okay, where our home is concerned, our family, our intimate relationships. Venus is right here. Venus and Mars, they're the lovers of the zodiac. This is an argument. This is not being on the same page. Venus and Mars, the lovers of the zodiac, not in a easy transition here, not in an easy conversation. Okay, so Venus could mean things, because Venus rules, yes, she rules Libra and she rules Taurus. Libra is that divine love, okay, it's that heavenly love, and Taurus is our comforts. It's things that make us feel comfortable, things that we want. Okay, so Venus could be asking for what she wants, but will she be able to get it with Mars? Okay, because they're not on the same page, Venus and Mars right here. Okay, so this can lead to conflict and a bit of crisis, I must say. Now also the moon and Mars. Mars is the warrior. He is the ruling planet of Aries. So he wants to go, go, go. He wants to fight for what he needs, what he wants to manifest, okay? Mars is not that strong in Pisces and connected in a square to the moon. The moon is our unconscious, it's our emotions. Okay, this is a push and pull between our emotions and our drive, our strength to push forward. Okay, Pisces, Mars in Pisces can be aggressive because Mars likes to move fast. He likes to be in a fire sign. He rules Scorpio, which is water, yes, I agree. But he is the ancient ruler of Scorpio, but he's also the ruling planet of Aries. And therefore, Mars in Pisces is not happy. Therefore, Pisces can be very watery. The moon is very sensitive. Pisces can be sensitive. And a lot of sensitivity here, but also aggression, as Mars has trouble. He drowns in Pisces. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? Just looking at the chart here, we've got Juno, the asteroid of commitment, okay? Venus is romance and love. Juno is the asteroid of commitments. Juno has just come out of retrograde. She's transiting in the sign of Libra. Libra is partnerships. She's starting to move direct now for the past few days. She's in an opposition to Chiron. Chiron, self-worth issues in Aries, in a tug of war with commitment. So Aries is I, me, my, it's thyself. It's the wound here that is trying to be healed, okay? And Mars likes to put in the energy, likes to, as I said, Mars is the warrior. it takes the incentive to take action. But this is an opposition. Okay, so is it about me or is it about the other person? Am I going to heal my wound, or am I going to be the healer for the other person, for my partner, okay, for my marriage? Okay, so they're the main aspects that I wanted to mention here. Okay, so just letting you know that with this full moon, because this is the first full moon, because the nodal shift, the nodes, they changed on the 5th of May from the axis of Capricorn and Cancer. Okay, on the 5th of May, they moved into Gemini, Sagittarius, and this is the first full moon on this nodal axis of Gemini, Sagittarius. So it's and it's an eclipse. Wow, talk about getting tongue-tied. And it's an eclipse, so mark this point in your charts. For those of you that know your charts, what do you have around the 15-degree mark, mainly of Sagittarius, but also 15 degrees of Gemini, as this is an opposition. You know, the full moon is the sun and the moon together with the nodes. So just letting you know that the actual nodes will be staying. They will be staying on this axis until the 18th of January of 2022. Okay, just for those of you that are not familiar with this. The previous nodal axis with Cancer Capricorn began on the 6th of November 2018, and it was there until the 4th of May 2020. Okay, now we're going to have this axis, Gemini, okay, trying to see the other person's point of view, letting go of dogmas, religion, being very dogmatic, and letting go of that, but seeing the bigger picture. That's what Sagittarius is all about. And that will be happening. This axis will be going until, I should say, the 17th of January 2022, as on the 18th it changes axis. So 17th, 18th of January. Taurus Scorpio it's going to be moving into. So the North Node will be in the sign of Taurus and the South Node will be in the sign of Scorpio. I'm telling you where the nodes are changing to because that's where the eclipses happen. So those of you, for instance, that have got strong Taurus or Scorpio, know that the eclipses will be changing something in your life. Those of you now that are either Gemini or Sagittarius, this is a very changeable time. It's an important time as fated events take place. And what is an eclipse? An eclipse eclipses something out of our life. And as I said, this is a full moon, so it's a lunar eclipse, which means it's an ending. After endings come new beginnings. Okay? Not all eclipses are lunar eclipses. We do have solar eclipses, and we're going to have one on the 21st of June. I will be doing another video for that. Okay, and just checking to see if I need to tell you anything else. So the eclipse, yes, getting rid of the emotional baggage from the last 6 months. So when we had a new moon in Sagittarius 6 months ago, this now is the culmination of it. This is the ending of it. So excreting, getting rid of that dead skin from the last 6 months. Now I'm going to say that this degree, 1534, is a very important degree in Sagittarius, and we can say Gemini as well. Why? Because eclipses leave a stigma. So anything that passes over this degree, especially for the next 18 months, it will have to do with this eclipse. It will be referencing back to this time of your life. So jot that down if you want to be able to remember it. It is an important time. Eclipses are very fated events and important times in our lives. So I will leave that now, and I'm going on to the signs, starting off with Aries. So Aries Sun and Aries rising. The eclipse, this full moon lunar eclipse, will be affecting you in your ninth house, and ninth house for you is the full moon. That's where it will be taking place. The sun will be in the third house. So the axis ninth and third house. Ninth house is, again, it's our beliefs. It's the house of Sag. Okay? Everything I've been saying about Sagittarius, your beliefs, your truth, higher education, other cultures, racism, and also teachings, collaboration, working with people that are closer to you, closer to your area, good communication. Okay, so look, third house for you, which is the natural house of Gemini, could be siblings and neighbors as well. So you could have something culminating in that area. Okay, and going on to the sign of Taurus. Taurus, you will be affected. The full moon for you will be in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of transformation. It is also the house of regeneration. It's money from other sources. It's intimacy, okay? Intimacy as well. And things to do with, letting go of past beliefs, letting go of maybe truths that were unknown to you, or finding out truths, something to do with your values. Okay, second house. Second house is also money, or things that you own, things that make you feel comfortable, and self-worth issues as well. So that could be something that you could be going through and transforming in your life, your ending. So if you've been going through a transformation, okay, shedding that old skin, this could be the completion of it. So you're being reborn, dear Taurus. All right, Gemini and Gemini rising. You will be affected in your 7th house of relationships, other people. Doesn't have to be only romantic relationships. It could also be business relationships. Just in general, it's other people versus you. Do you do what you want here, what you believe, or do you look at the other people and their point of view? Okay, this is also for you a lesson. Okay, maybe how to learn to communicate where relationships are concerned, to collaborate, to work together. Is it me, myself, and I, or is it us? Okay, that's where I think you will be touched on with this eclipse. It is a culmination, of course. For some of you, this could be the ending of a committed partnership or long-term relationship, maybe even the ending of an era with someone that you've been dealing with in a relationship, whether it's a partnership or love, someone that may be from a different culture to you. Okay, so let's see now. We've got Cancer and Cancer rising. Dear Cancer, you will be touched on your 6th house of daily routine, health, and also your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of endings. It's also the house of hidden things. So 6th house, again, what you do daily. So this could be your work. Something is culminating there. You're needing to shed something where your work is concerned, your life in general, and also something will probably be showed to you, something that was hidden, okay, something that was secret. Secrets may be revealed here. And 12th house can also be the house of enemies. dear Cancer. So do take care with that. Okay, 6th house again is also the physical body. So I don't know, maybe some of you could be needing to shed some weight. I suppose that could be something for you as well. Or maybe something is shown to you. It could even be a bad habit that you need to break, to stop, stop smoking or stop over binging or anything like that. Okay, 6th house is also the house of pets. Now, Leo and Leo rising, 5th house and 11th house. The 5th house is the house of creation. It's the house of children, the house of fun, risk-taking. The 11th house is the house of earned income, but also friendships. It's also the house of wishes and dreams. So something maybe that you've created could be showing you that some wish fulfillment is going to come about for you, dear Leo. And the 11th house, other people, it's the humanitarianism as well. This could also be generosity or creating something where helping those those that need the help could come about. Now, again, as I said, the 11th house is also a futuristic house. So it's being part of a group and an association. Okay, 5th house is creating something on your own. 11th house is doing it in a group. Okay. Now, Virgo and Virgo rising, your 4th house of family, the past, your lineage, your extended family, your mother, as well as your 10th house. That's where the eclipse will be taking place. 10th house is the house of status, it's the house of career, it's the house of growing, it's your goals and aspirations. 10th house can be quite tough, as usually the 10th house is we've become the elder, the wiser. We're not the child anymore that needs loving and nurturing. We're becoming the elder. So some of you, dear Virgo, anything you're dealing with, anything that you're creating, right? Maybe this is a new chapter there, creating for business, let's say, because the sun is in your 10th house, which is, 10th house is close to the midheaven, right? Midheaven is our goals, what we aspire, what we work towards, and 4th house is the home. So this could also mean putting more effort towards something that you want to build and not putting as much in your home life, in your family life. All right, so Libra and Libra rising, you will be affected with this eclipse in the 3rd house. 3rd house is the house of communication, collaboration, movement, short distances. You're letting go of that. That's where the lunar eclipse is. So things to do with what I've just mentioned, that will be the culmination of it. So 3rd house could also be siblings and neighbors. Now, the sun is in your 9th house. 9th house is things to do with distance, higher education. Some of you may have become the student. You've ended that, and now you're becoming the teacher. 9th house is the teacher. It's the philosopher. It's the truth. Okay, so whatever you're manifesting here, it's got to do with having learned the lesson. Okay, and this is also expanding your view to the world. So letting go of looking at the details, okay, using your wisdom, you're ready to go on that adventure, to expand and to grow, dear Libra. So not looking too closely and through that microscope, but more the wider angle. Now, Scorpio and Scorpio rising, you will be affected. The moon will be in your 2nd house. The sun will be in your 8th. So 2nd house and 8th house axis, that's the money house. That's the house of intimacy. So the full moon will be in your 2nd house, the house of values, the house of comforts, your physical body. It's also issues of self-worth, letting go of that. And also 8th house is the house of transformation. It's also a dark house. So the sun shining for you in the 8th house, you will see what you need to transform. You will see things maybe that were hidden, that you need to leave behind, things that were not valuable for you, things that were not worthy of being in your life. Now, the 8th house is also money from other sources. Okay, this could also be the culmination. For those of you that have tried to maybe get a loan or something like that, this could be the ending of the hardship to do with that. Okay, Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. You will have the full moon in your 1st house, and the sun opposite the moon will be in your 7th house. So this has got to do with you, your ego, and others, your partnerships, your relationships. So what you should be letting go of is the ego, dear Sagittarius, your beliefs. You should be letting go of that. You're growing now. You're becoming the philosopher. Some of you may be also working with others in collaboration, let's say, where teaching is concerned. Okay, now Sagittarius, having the moon being the subconscious. Your wish, if you've made a wish with the new moon on your last birthday, this should be the culmination, the actualization of your wish fulfillment. So 1st house, 7th house, very important. 1st house is me, it's you. 7th house is others. 7th house could also be a relationship, can be shown to you, one that is built strongly. Okay, you may be letting go of the ego and now seeing things from the other person's point of view. Okay, now Capricorn and Capricorn rising. This lunar eclipse will be affecting you in your 12th house. So this is letting go of past karma, dear Capricorn, as the 12th house is the karmic house. It's the house of completion. Having that full moon there, something is being eclipsed out of your life. This could also be a clandestine relationship, let's say, a hidden relationship. You're letting go of that. Okay, and also your 6th house, your daily routine. What do you do for your physical body? What do you do with work? That's where the sun is transiting, with Venus, of course. Having the sun and Venus in your 6th house is beautiful. It means that money logically should be coming in. So you're letting go of past karma. New doors are opening up for you where, you know, your work life is concerned. But also this could be also a new pet that's coming into your life. One that's going to give you a lot of love. It's going to give you, you're going to be very affectionate with it. Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this lunar eclipse will be touching your 11th house and your 5th house. So the moon will be in the 11th house and the sun and Venus will be in the 5th house. 11th house is groups, associations, your wishes, a friendship. It's the house of earned income, okay? Money coming in after work, right? So this is a culmination here. This is some sort of an ending of a chapter. The 11th house is also your natural house. So something is ending for you. Now, the sun and Venus will be in your 5th house, the house of romance, the house of, it's also the house of fun, creation, children, risk-taking, you know, taking a gamble and creating something on your own. So it's you versus others here. So you're letting go, you're completing a cycle where others are concerned, and the sun and Venus are transiting your 5th house. So some of you could be leaving a group situation and going it alone, creating something on your own. And you know, the fifth house is the natural house of Leo, which whatever you're creating, you will be able to show to the world. You will be shown not as a group, but as an individual. Okay, it's a very creative house, the fifth house. So that's beautiful. But this can also mean the Sun and Venus transiting your fifth house can mean that love can be tough right now with Venus retrograding. But this can also mean that someone who you feel truly connected to, there is a strong sense of true love. The fifth house is the house of true love. You could be given the chance to work on this right now with the eclipse, and the eclipse energies can go up to 6 months, okay? And that's another thing that I didn't point out to others, and I should mention it. Yeah, so eclipses last for a long time. All right, dear Pisces and Pisces rising, you will be affected on your on your 10th house. So the lunar eclipse, the moon, will be full in your 10th house of how you're seen in the world, your status. So are you engaged? Are you married? That's something that is changing. There is an ending. Also, the 10th house is the house of the elder, the wiser, the law. But also, 10th house can mean your work house. So something is culminating in that area versus where the Sun and Venus are transiting through your 4th house of family, your lineage, the past, your emotional security, wherever you live as well. So that's the axis you will be affected on. So, you know, having the Sun and Venus retrograding through your 4th house, this is things to do with your family, your tribe. Venus retrograding is saying that situations come back from the past. So someone is coming back from the past. This could be someone that feels like family to you. Okay, this could be another family member. If you've been at odds, let's say, because yes, lunar eclipses are endings, but what comes after an ending is a new beginning. And this could be, yes, as I was saying in the beginning, with Venus squaring over to Mars, this could be differences of opinion, but the square means that you're turning a corner. You're putting in the work, the effort to put things straight, to make things great. Yeah, so that's exactly what's happening for you, dear Pisces. So I think I will leave it at that. I am now going to go on to the tarot, and I will be starting off with the first sign of Aries. Hello everyone, here is your eclipse tarot reading for each and every individual sign. As you can see, and this is something that I don't usually do, but it's because of time. I have done the astrology, and therefore, as you know, not to make this video way too long, I thought I would choose the cards. We start from Aries and go all the way to Pisces here. So let's start with Aries, everyone. Let's see what's going on in relation to this eclipse of the 5th of June. Okay, Aries. We have the Six of Winter, which is the Six of Swords. So it does talk about positive changes. Okay, so Six of Swords we know is leaving a situation behind, moving forward. We've got the Eight of Spring, which is the Eight of Wands. So Six of Swords, Eight of Wands. And we've also got the Five of Summer, which is the Five of Cups. Okay. And I'm also using, so I've got the Fairy Tarot, and I'm using the Mystic Moon Oracles as well as the Wisdom of the House of Night, but all the cards will be in the description box below. So we've got Material World here. We have Settling, and we have Purge. And the advice card is High Priestess of Fire. And of course you are fire, dear Aries. So let's bring this down just a little bit there. Okay, so you can see all the cards. All right, so it does speak of positive changes here and a welcome relief. Eight of Spring, Eight of Wands, obviously. So we've got air, we've got fire, and we've got water. So it does speak of a lot of stress, but also this could also mean messages. We know that a lot of fire can be quite stressful. Also, dear Aries, of course, your ruling planet is in Pisces, so you're wanting to move forward. This is something that's happening behind your back, something that you don't know. These could also be messages coming through, communication through the internet. Could be from a distance as well, as you are being affected by this eclipse, by the ninth house. You could be dealing with someone that is that may be at a distance, someone that maybe their beliefs are now changing, maybe your beliefs are changing. The truth, this could be communication after truth, okay? This does say here it's a welcome relief from troubled times. It does say traveling or relocating. So some of you may be relocating, flying to a distance and relocating somewhere else. And this does speak also about successfully multitasking. So a lot of things going on for you around this eclipse, Aries. And don't forget that eclipse energies last for a long time. Okay, at least I would say up to 6 months, if not 18 months, where the nodes are in this position. So the north and south node of the moon. We've got the Five of Summer here. And it does say that there is some sort of a disappointment. It does say remove yourself from negative emotions of others. And also some of you may be focusing on what fears you had. Fears of, I don't know, maybe your financial situation. We've got the material world here. So this is slow, steady paced movement. You may be also dealing with another earth sign here because of the material world. That's slow and meticulous movement towards, I don't know, money matters, your financial security. Could also be, of course, your emotional security through finances, through income. Here we've got the card of settling. And settling means you've been dealing with a situation that, you know, has been really slow in coming in. You've been settling for what you could manage. But now I see that the pace is quickening here. And with the Five of Cups, it always says that don't look at the past, look at the future. Change your perspective. We've got purge here, which does speak of Plutonian energies. So something needed to change. And we know that transformations take a while. Now, if this was a relationship, okay, things are starting to move. Some of you could be moving into something new, leaving the past relationship in the past. These are messages through social media, messages of love, of course. And the Five of Summer, this could be, of course, this could mean a new chapter in this love story, as we have got retrograde Venus moving through the sign of Gemini. Some of you may be dealing with a Scorpio. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, I would say more than likely here. Could be any earth sign, I suppose. We've got fire, which is you. And we've also got this Six of Swords, which is also air. And a bit of water here. But this does also speak of strong intuition. So you need to go with that to understand that you can see. You can go very deep. Purge, Scorpio. Scorpio goes very deep. Okay, so what else do I see here? The Five of Cups always says that there is a connection here. Those Two of Cups. So this could be two people that have been dealing with something difficult in the past. It was a long transition, I feel here. something coming from the past, I would say more than likely, because it was very slow moving. This could be issues of intimacy or even emotionally opening up and being intimate with someone, being intimate about your feelings. You know, you could flip the reading around as well. Someone may have been holding back on their emotions. And I'm going to say, for those of you that you've been dealing someone from the past with someone from the past, they may have had another relationship, which is now, it's now time for that to dissolve, because we've got the settling card. And we are talking about someone that is very slow moving. We've got the material world. Now, Scorpio also speaks of income, money coming from other sources, from your partner, from, I don't know, a loan, whatever it is, because Scorpio is the 8th house. The 8th house is things coming, money coming in from different sources. Okay, so not all hope is lost here, dear Aries. Even though it's been tough for you, of course, a transformation is never easy. Okay, so soon your ruling planet Mars will be in your sign, and it's going to be the last 6 months of 2020 is going to be a roller coaster for you when Mars will be retrograding in your sign. Anyway, we've got the High Priestess of Fire here, and I'm going to read that from the book, the booklet. It's a number 5. Fives always speak of change. Whenever she arrives, and she is the High Priestess of Fire, whenever she arrives, she reminds you of your ability to create your own reality and to choose how you channel your energy. If you are restless, call upon the High Priestess of Fire for inspiration and joy, and she will release you from the trap of boredom. Fire brings warmth and light, but it also burns when it is allowed to get out of control. Spend your energy creatively, not impulsively, and guard yourself against burning out. Use your fire wisely and let your light shine brightly. So it's time for you to shine bright, dear Aries. And we are having a Venus-Mars square, Venus in retrograde and Mars squaring, which can be that lover's quarrel or that turning the corner where love and money and values are concerned. So, dear Aries, I think that's your message for this eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. Okay, Taurus. Taurus and Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, of course. What is going on for you with this eclipse? Let's have a look. We have the Princess of Spring, which is the Page. It's the Page of Wands. We have the Queen of Winter, which is the Queen of Swords, and the High Priestess. Okay, you have also the Bound card, dear Taurus, the Contemplation. And you have Spring, as well as Cycles. And it's a number 37, which equals a 10. Now, Cycles, of course, the Bound card, which does ring a vicious cycle, a difficult cycle, a Saturnian cycle, something very slow moving, something quite heavy, but also obligations, heavy obligations, and difficulty in this card. Something's been weighing heavy on you, no doubt. We've got Princess of Spring, so this is someone who's wanting to take a risk, wanting to take that leap of faith, right? Wanting to take that leap of faith. Queen of Swords is someone that will speak the truth. So we do have someone who's been through a lot. Queen of Winter, Queen of Swords, is someone usually that speaks their truth. They don't hold back on their words. Usually they tell you the truth, okay, usually. And then we've got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is strong intuition. Now, some of you may be dealing with someone who wants the truth, okay, because the Page of Wands is someone that needs to take that risk, to take that leap. I feel as though you may have been dealing with someone that wanted to take that adventure with you, okay? They wanted to take that risk on you. But the Queen of Swords and with the High Priestess, I would say obviously something to do with information that was kept. And that's why we've got the Queen of Swords. Someone is using their sword, trying to see the truth or cut through the bullshit, let's say. The High Priestess does speak of strong intuition, but it's also someone who feels into the energies. Okay, and I'm going to say if there hasn't been any truth or lies have been said in the past, you've been trying to use your intuition. Now, you may be dealing with someone that's quite spiritual, the High Priestess. Even if you've kept information from her, she can feel, she knows, she has the knowledge, right? So I do feel that it's got to do with, and the truth has been really hard for you. And what I mean by that is I feel as though some of you have kept the whole truth from the person you've been dealing with. I feel that you did not want to share your fears, and that would show you as someone that is not as mature. And I feel that your energy is here, dear Taurus, with the page of Wands. I do feel that you took a risk, and I feel as though you got burnt. I feel as though it's been tough, and the fact that you took that risk and not opened up, I do feel that the person you're dealing with, they can see right through you. That's what I feel here. They know that you're coming from a difficult place. They understand that. And I'm going to say that if this is a partner that you've been dealing with and you have not told them about all your grievances, your hardship, you've been contemplating. Okay, harsh words have been used here. And the High Priestess, there is silence here, and I do feel that there has been quiet. And this is not the first time, as I feel that both parties here needed a break. Someone's been thinking heavily, trying to see from above, maybe even connecting to spirit, looking for the answers. We do have the card of spring here. And the spring does say that there is the chance for this relationship, whether it's love or whether it's family or friendship, it is coming into a season where it will be blooming. And I do feel with the High Priestess here, which is, she is a number 2, which, you know, equilibrium, balance. 2s always speak of balance. And with the cycles, I do feel as though with the Queen of Swords here, I do feel as though this cycle has been cut, it's been changed, so it's transformed, it's seriously starting to change. And I feel that this darkness is being left in the past. Now, if the bound card means business, anything to do with career, anything to do with values as well, there has been a lot of thought here. You've been looking at what is true for you and what is worth your time, your effort, your becoming the elder. Because here we've got the page and here we've got the Saturnian. So we go from the child to the elder. And the Queen of Winter, Queen of Swords, is someone that will grow up quickly, because we know the Queen of Swords has been put through test, and therefore she holds back on her emotions. So this could also mean that a lot of you have held back on your emotions, and you've gone through a lesson where there's been quiet, nothing's been happening. You've gone through a dark phase where you've needed to take time out, and this could be happening, right? This could be happening now. And with the cycles, we've got the moon here. And the moon again speaks of fears, but it also speaks of strong intuition. And the moon goddess, of course, the moon does speak of emotions as well. So I do feel that there is a spiritual connection here, but it's been fraught with the Saturnian test. And if this has been something that's been long going, I feel as though now the ending of this karmic test has come. Okay, the cycle has been broken. I want to read from the Cycles card. Let's read it for you and see what else you need to know. The moon goes from new to full in cycles that repeat each month. Whatever you are planning to do or to reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. Be clear about your action. You will surely meet this experience again. Remember, what goes around comes around. Like the moon that revolves around the planet, the energy that you express in your next action will orbit around you. Make sure it's a good one. So yes, but I feel as though this cycle now will be purged, will be left as this eclipse is taking place in the sign of Sagittarius, where the South Node is. So this is letting go of past karma, dear Taurus, and I think that is your message here. Okay, so we've got Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We are having Venus retrograding through the sign of Gemini. We've got fire here, which would be Aries more than likely. And the High Priestess is Virgo, Pisces. We've also got Saturnian energy here and Pisces, Cancer. And the Saturnian energy could be Capricorn or it could be Aquarius again. All right, so thank you so much. Okay, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Let's have a look at your cards. So what do you have for this eclipse time? We've got the High Priestess of Spirit. Okay, so number 7. We've got the Two of Summer, which is the Two of Cups. We've got the Six of Spring, so 6 of Wands. And we've also got the 9 of Spring, which is the 9 of Wands. We have the Received. We have the Lessons. And we have the Return card, dear Gemini. So Venus retrograding in your sign, no doubt, will be bringing situations back from the past. I do see here a connection, a very strong connection that was fated. And it's gone through lessons. It's gone through lessons, no doubt. At some point, it was very successful. Now, with the 6 of Wands here, this could mean Leo. We've got water here, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And we've got Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. With the 6 of Spring, I would say more Leo. So this relationship has gone through its, fated lessons. You needed, like it was going really well. There was a lot of success, a lot of passion. There were also strong emotions here. But for whatever reason, with the 9 of Wands here, someone put up their wall. Someone was protecting themselves here. And it has gone through its challenges. It was meant to go through these challenges, as this may have been a very deep connection, maybe even a soulmate connection here. And it needed to go through those lessons to see if it could stand the test of time. Now this eclipse, with this eclipse especially, which is going to be very challenging, if it makes it through this, it can make it through anything. Okay, the lessons have been learned. It was fated, and there was a stop put on here. We've got the Lessons card here, so this is saying that this was a harsh lesson for both of you. Now, you may have been dealing with someone that was quite successful, someone that needed to be brought down a few steps, as there was strong ego here. Maybe this was someone that was very popular, someone that was riding high, feeling very, very certain of themselves. And this was the lesson here, I feel. And because we've got a 9 and a 6, that's 15 wands. 15 is the devil. It is Saturnian, and Saturn works in funny ways. He takes his time. He's all about karma, right? So you have fallen in love heavily in the past here, I see. But there needs to be forgiveness here as well. It does say here that you should not give up, that continuing to understand that you're both coming from the same place is going to bring the success here. You're almost at the end of this, and we've got the return here. So yes, someone is returning back into your life. For some of you, this is going to be a chance to look at things closely. Some of you may be just needing to close the door and move on. For others of you, the wall is coming down. Okay, so someone is learning to trust here, and they're coming back around. They're learning to trust that they feel that whatever lessons have been learned here, it was a test. Okay, dear Gemini, so it does say here that wonderful news is on its way. Okay, so there is a smart choice being made here, which is going to bring recognition. So this could say that for those of you that have lasted, that have kept the faith that this relationship, whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it's love, it's passed the test of time. Okay, so that's what I see here. Let's read the card High Priestess of Spirit, which is number 7. 7 is also the Chariot, which means you could be moving forward. Okay, overcoming the obstacles. Okay, so the card reads, know that all things, events, and experiences are woven together like a magical web that can be seen only in the darkest night and not by human eyes. My child, everything that you need to know is part of the divine scheme of things. A meaningful coincidence, a blessed friendship, a lover, and a significant experience are all orchestrated by me to help you become the powerful being you were meant to become. No matter what is in front of you, something important is brewing. You will know the answer to the what soon enough, but I keep secret the why. You may step forward knowing that some things are meant to remain a mystery. So there has been a mystery in your life, obviously, and the situation is returning where you will see information that was unknown. You will learn about it. Now, the High Priestess does speak of strong intuition as well. So do trust in your intuition. A High Priestess can mean things that were unknown, and it does signify the moon. Okay, and this is a full moon, which is going to show you with the light of that full moon, the reflection of the sun is going to show you things that were hidden. Okay, dear Gemini. So I will leave it at that. Thank you so much. Okay, dear Cancer. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. What's going on for you with this eclipse? Okay, we've got the Magician. We have the Magician. We have the Strength card, which is a number 11 in this deck. And we've got the Star. We've got 3 major arcana, dear Cancer. This is incredible. We have the Vibrations. We have the 5th dimension, and we have the Mute. Now, I'm not reading these cards normally in the order that I've put them down. We've also got fragment here, number 15. And of course, this is 15 is the number of the devil. It is difficult. But this eclipse is bringing in amazing things for you, dear Cancer. Okay, and I'm going to say that with the Magician card, it does say that you've got the power to manifest whatever you are trying to. It's time for you. You're taking charge. You're literally taking charge, and you're moving towards your wish fulfillment. You've proven yourself here with the Strength card. You may be dealing with a Leo. Some of you may be on the cusp with Leo, but we've also got Aquarius here. We've got Gemini, Virgo in the Magician. Okay. And we've got maybe something to do with the future. You know, the star is Aquarius. It does speak of hope, healing. You've got the Strength card here, and you've got the card of hope. So you've got three amazing cards here. Now we've got vibrations and vibrations. Some of you have been trying to deal with maybe there was no communication. Okay, you may be dealing with, I don't know, anything to do with your daily routine. Things that have been hidden from you. So maybe with the 6th house and 12th house, where you're being affected, the 12th house is all about not seeing, not being able to see, maybe even things that were Neptunian, you know, things where there was confusion. Now there will be clarity. The 5th dimension says to me that if this is a soulmate connection, some of you have been dealing with someone. This could be a co-worker. This could be someone that you worked with. Okay. And there's been no, you know, the Mute card says that there's been emptiness here. So someone was feeling as though this was not going to happen. There was no chance because someone did the runs, okay? Someone ran away. Someone stopped communicating here. And I do feel that the communication was coming through another dimension, which rings twin flame for me. Okay, now you may be at a distance to someone with a star card. Okay, this is social media. There's been no connection there. Something was broken. Something had stopped for you. But you've been strong. You may have also been dealing with someone that had strong ego. Okay, you needed the security, the emotional security. The other person maybe needed more fun. You needed more, something much more stable, whereas the other person was more about the fun. I do feel that we've got recessive energies as well as cardinal energies here. And why I'm saying cardinal energies, because with the Strength card, that is all about taking the action, trusting that you've got the power to manage a situation. Now, of course, Leo is fixed. So that's where the ego could be coming from, and that's hard to break. But we've got, as I said, we've got Gemini, Virgo, which is more mutable. Okay, so some of you, and you are cardinal energy, of course. So there's been ups and downs here. There has been ups and downs, and many of you have felt broken. The star is saying that there will be healing, that you've been following your brightest star, and it's time, okay, to think positively of the future, be optimistic, okay, but also having the faith that can move mountains here, okay. So there are happy changes coming in for you, dear Cancer, no doubt. And some of you may have also touched upon, I feel here that there is a connection on another level. So You may have been seeing repeated numbers, synchronistic situations, signs that some of you may have not trusted, that these are the other person and their emotions. But I feel that for those of you that understand that, those signs are saying that that person was also on the same level at that time. So those vibrations were felt from both of you. And I'm going to say also that for a few, maybe a couple of you out there, this could be a new connection where you've been dreaming of this person. As you could see, there's no face here. You've been dreaming of this person, but you haven't been able to actually make out their face, their features. So the stars are aligning, the Magician, Gemini with retrograding Venus. This could be a soulmate that's coming from another lifetime. Okay, so for those of you that are leaving a past relationship where someone may have been the trickster, okay, someone has been trying to pull the wool over your eyes. For a couple of you out there, I do feel that there's been no trust here. And I feel that that is what, with the fragment card, and I want to read from that so you can understand what I'm talking about. Let's take the card. Okay. Family, friends, work, study, activities can all seem unrelated to each other. My child, you are always whole, even if at times things feel separate and fragmented. That is only an illusion. Choosing this symbol reminds you that all the moving parts of your life are important. If the one you're asking about seems confusing, focus on the one that brings you clarity. Be here now and know that I love you and see you as beautiful and whole, regardless of how disconnected things seem. Also, remember to take a step back when you're trying to understand something. You may be looking at only one piece of a giant puzzle, a fragment of the truth. See the big picture through my eyes, and no matter what, all is well. So I do feel that some of you have been cut. You felt as though things were breaking in your life, okay? With a mute card, this is like nothing is being spoken. There's emptiness here. So I do feel that this was a massive change for you, a massive change that you've gone through. And I feel that your faith is taking you to a much better place, dear Cancer. And it's time to embrace the power that you've kept, the power that you've the power that you've dug deep to realize, so you can get yourself into a much better place. Because with the fragment card, I do feel that you have been cut. You've gone through a lot. It's time for the divine to bring you in your gifts after all these challenges that you've been through. And for those of you that have had health issues, the star card says that there will be healing. There is hope here. And I do feel that now with 3 major arcana cards, it's not up to you. It's not in your hands. The divine is bringing you in your gifts after the challenges that you've been through. Okay? So, dear Cancer, I want to thank you so much. I do hope that this was of help to you. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's going on with you? All right, dear Leo, you've got the 7 of Wands here. You have the 3 of Cups. And you have the Release, which is the Death card. Wow. Ooh. And you have the answer is no. We have the Divine Feminine. And we have the Ascending. As well as the Rigid. Wow, okay. Number 30. Number 30 would say that 30 is the number of the Empress, and you've been trying to create something, dear Leo. Now, with this eclipse, something is going to change. Okay, so someone's been keeping you out. With the Seven of Spring, you may have had a tough battle on your hands here. Someone was conflicted, maybe about a reconciliation. There may have been a third party here where love is concerned. Doesn't have to be only love. It could be too many people in a situation. And we've got, thank God, we've got the card of release, which is the Death card. So something is changing here. Something is being released. There's a transformation going on here. So this could be the door was closed for you. The answer is no. Those of you that have been dealing with a love relationship here, this may have been a knockback, a fork in the road. The divine feminine is, look at all those energies coming from above. Now, you are masculine, so you may have been dealing with someone that was, and when I say you're masculine, Leo is fire, and that's masculine, right? It's fixed fire. So there's more masculine energies in Leo. Now, the divine feminine is someone that's more receptive. But this is also feeling into the emotions. We've got cups here and the divine, which is also very watery, very strong where intuition is concerned. We've got the ascending card. Now, with the rigid card here, it's fixed energy. If you have been dealing with someone that had strong Leo in their chart, we've got Leo, more than likely. Doesn't have to be only Leo, of course. It could be any other fire sign, but we've got also water. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Scorpio would be the main water sign here. But we've also got a very intuitive energy here, which could be, I'm gonna mention all the water signs here. Okay, Pisces is very intuitive as well. So is Cancer. So if you have been knocked back first, the door was closed here because of external factors, another situation going on around you or your partner. The Three of Summer is the card of reconciliation, but it can also mean that there is many people in this situation. Divine Feminine asks for recessive. So someone has been waiting, dear Leo. Now, this may be you. You may have strong water in your chart as well. But whatever this is the rays coming from above. This is strong intuition. Okay, as I feel that the door was closed because someone needed to understand that this was a strong connection, a divine connection that has been ascending, and this is not easy. So maybe you're dealing with someone that was not awake, that were more rigid, and that means more fixed, earthy energy, slow, practical, material energies here, but this is being released. This is being let go of. So maybe there was no even emotional and physical connection with the card of death here, which is Scorpio. Okay, because you are being affected in your 5th house of romance and your 11th house, the 11th house, which is also the house of wishes, but it's also people, a lot of people, groups, associations, but it's also the future house. And you know, the 11th house is the natural house of Aquarius, which does speak of the future, and Aquarius is, it's Uranus, it's the sky. Okay, so something to do with having that 2020 vision, being up in the ethers. So that's what I feel here for you, dear Leo, that this was, look at this, we've got the earth here and there's cracks in it. So someone was not understanding the depth or the height, how unconditional your love was towards this person, and they've probably needed to go through the transformation. maybe there was no physical connection and that's what they needed. This could be happening in the near future, which will bring the change. So this relationship, whether this is if this is love, yes, it's going to become much more intimate. If this is any other connection where groups and associations, other people are concerned, it doesn't only have to be love, even friends. This is ascension and this is going through transformation, which is not easy. So you need to let go of the past. Someone here needs to let go of the past, shedding that skin because there are new opportunities coming in. I want to have a read of the rigid card, number 30, and see what that speaks of. Let's take this message and see. Now is the time to become more flexible and to drop your rigid expectations of yourself and especially of others. Don't be afraid to drop your guard a little too. If you are willing to let others in, you will see a benefit in these connections. Another meaning here is that you recognize the wall that others may have put up. Don't take it personally. If they won't let you in, this is their way of coping and it has little to do with you. So yeah, what this is saying is that we need to let go of the rigidity. Now you may be dealing with someone that was quite stubborn. Doesn't have to be you, okay? You may be dealing with a Taurus, let's say. Taurus is fixed earth, so there's a fair bit of stubbornness there. But they may be dealing with things. They may have issues that they're dealing with. It did say it, don't take things personally, as a lot of people have been put through a lot recently. Now the Three of Summer, this can mean 3 siblings, a family situation that you've been fighting, trying to come together, but someone needed to ascend spiritually here for this to happen. Someone needed to see through that veil where there may have been illusions as well, dear Leo. And I do feel that you have been pushing for something, but that the other person needed their time, and you can flip this reading, of course. So this is saying about news worth celebrating. There can be an announcement that can make you very happy. Okay, and Scorpio, of course, is also money. It's the money house. This could also be money coming from other sources, everyone. So, Leo, I think that is your message. I want to thank you so much, and I do hope that it resonates. If not, please watch your moon and rising signs. Okay, Virgo, let's see how you will be affected through this eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. What's going on? We have the 5 of Pentacles here, so a sense of lack, maybe hardship where money issues are concerned. We have the Lovers, which is a Gemini. We've got Earth, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we've also got Ego, which is the Devil. Wow. We have the Unawakened. We have the Release. And we have the Compromise. And we have Risk. Look at you taking a leap of faith, dear Virgo. This is number 31. It does add up to a 4. And 4 is home. Now, this eclipse is affecting you in your home as well as in career and your status, your goals. So there has been a sense of lack, no connection here, okay? 2 people feeling left out in the cold. This is a love relationship, no doubt here. For those of you that have been in a connection, in a committed partnership where there was no emotional security, no financial security, and something needed to change. And it's been hard, I can see here with the card of Capricorns. This is Saturnian. This was a lesson that you've gone through. Your lesson, though, because you're finding your balance here, some of you may have a chance with another connection here. The Lovers is a head over heart decision. It could be two different people. Okay, some of you have needed to come out of a committed partnership as you found your soulmate connection. And you've been in two minds about this. And you've been fearing the worst. Okay, maybe there was some sort of an illusion around you, but also something that was not clear, something that was dark for you, something that frightened you to take that leap of faith. We've got the unawakened here. And the unawakened says that this is earthy, it's Saturnian. You may have been dealing with someone that was not on the same page as you, dear Virgo. Or maybe you were unawakened that you did have choices, that what you felt was not an illusion, it was reality. Okay? You've been trying to manifest a connection here that's gone through many, many lessons. And, you know, this is a card of entrapment, the devil card here, but it also speaks of ego. You may also have been dealing with someone that has got strong ego. So I'm going to say we've got Capricorn, we've got Gemini, we've got Earth. We've also got Scorpio here with release, okay? But also ego speaks of Leo. Some of you may have some Leo in your chart, or you've been dealing with someone that had a lot of ego, and they're going to go through their own lessons. But I feel that this is a decision that you're making to move forward, even if you're fearful of the future. Okay, now I believe that you understand that this is a relationship. Two, I feel as though your past relationship has been blocked. It's time for that to end. It's time for you to make a decision and move through the fire, dear Virgo. Take that chance. Yes, put in the effort. And again, here it does say also that placing too much of importance on material items. Some of you have been working so hard and not seeing the fruits of your labor. Saturn will give you that in due time. Saturn is, of course, the Lord of karma and time. So obviously someone was standing in their ego here. They were unawakened, but this is being released. It's time for this to be released here. As they're letting go, someone is letting go of their ego. They're letting go of their uncertainty about whether they could lead a situation or not. This could also be someone is compromised because of materialistic values. And what I feel is, I don't know why, but Virgo, I feel as though there has been tough lessons here with the devil, no doubt. And someone has been humbled with a compromise. Or they're ready now to let go of the ego and move into compromising a situation. So trying to bring in the balance. For those of you that someone is not ready to compromise, to be on the same page, to understand that they've been acting and reacting from a place of ego, then, you know, this is going to be let go of. Someone is willing to take a risk here. Take a risk on love, take a risk on, you know, looking at their darkness, looking at their fears, facing them head on. Let's take the card, the risk card, and see what that speaks of. As I said, it's a number 31. So we've also got career here, which the devil is such a Saturnian. Some of you, through your decisions and letting go of the past, you may be, this could also be, of course, taking a risk on something that will put you on that throne, something that will put you in charge. Let's read the card. Rather than worry about how things will turn out, why not take the leap of faith? No matter what happens, something important will be experienced. This is a sign that you can prove something to yourself, and when you accomplish it, you will be proud that you did. Another meaning here is to ask yourself about your next action. Is it worth the risk you are taking? If the answer is no, don't do it. If yes, I will give you wings to fly and will catch you if you fall. This symbol also brings a gentle warning. Your risk shouldn't be motivated by boredom. This is a symbol of consequences as well as courage. And the word courage does ring the strength card. So Leo, Virgo cuspers I'm dealing with here for sure. Or you're dealing with another Leo. We've also got strong Capricorn here, as I said. Now with Gemini, Venus is retrograding through the sign of Gemini. So this is someone returning from their past. Something that was blocked in the past. There was no understanding here. Both people, though, have sensed that this is a very strong connection. Someone was unawakened here, and they've had to go through death and transformation before they're ready to compromise. And compromise is the Libra. Okay, so compromising with others and understanding that they may have been coming from a place of fear. And this could also speak to you as well, dear Virgo. Okay, this is also, I'm going to say, the two major arcana. They are number 21, which means this is the end of a karmic cycle. You're ready to start something new, dear Virgo. Or someone is willing to take a risk on you. They're overcoming their fears. They're overcoming their ego. They've made their choice. I will leave it at that, dear Virgo. I want to thank you so much and hope things work out for you. Okay, dear Libra, let's see what's going on with you at this time with the eclipse. Okay, we've got the Tower. Okay, it's called life experience here. We have the Two of Pentacles. So this is obviously a decision that you're going to have to make here. Something is shifting quickly, and we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is great to see. This is a group of people that are willing to work something out, willing to collaborate here. Okay. You may have had also money issues. Something has come down. Something has shifted. Wow. We've got commitment here, and I'm going to say that these cards don't necessarily have to be in order. We've got destruction, which is the Tower, and you've got the Tower twice. Libra. And we've got karmic partner. And we've also got movement, which is a number 29. 29 adds up to an 11. You have been dealing with a karmic situation. If this was a marriage, it needed to change. A shift needed to happen. It could also mean that there was a karmic partner that's come into your relationship. Now, Libra, you've been dealing with a lot, but you're wanting love to come in. Maybe. What it's saying to me here, the thing is that you are being affected by this eclipse in your 3rd and 9th houses. 3rd house is collaboration, just as I was saying, communication. 9th house is your beliefs, your truth. It's also the house of the wise, okay? It's the philosophy. It's the house of philosophy, higher education. And it says here, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. So therefore, an important life-changing event will bring new opportunities for you. Now, karmic partner doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's going to be someone that is no good for you. It could mean that, yes, but it doesn't necessarily have to mean that. Someone else was meant to come into your life. I do see the Tower coming down. You do have a choice. You've got the Two of Autumn here, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. There is a progression. So a decision is being made after we've got the Tower twice, which means both parties, if this is a commitment, both parties are going through this Tower moment. What I want to do is I want to read the movement card before I tell you any more information. Let's have a look at that card, number 29. If you have been waiting for something, you will soon have clarity. You will get answers you thought would never come, and you will move closer to things that were out of reach before. Perhaps this card predicts a trip that you've always wanted to take. The symbol for movement can indicate both a change of scene and a real shift in the direction of your life. My God. No matter what this symbol holds for your question, know that wonderful change is now possible. This is the time to make your move. And making a move can also mean moving away from a home, from a marriage, okay, following your passion. That's what it says here. Moving towards a karmic partner or someone new that was meant to come into your life. But I'm also going to give you a message of warning here. I'm going to say, if you've been in a committed partnership or relationship where your beliefs have not been on the same page, that is the lesson here with the South Node now in Sagittarius. And you know the eclipse is going to be in Sagittarius. So this is something that we should be shedding, letting go of. This is something familiar to us. I'm going to say, if there's been friction in a commitment because of beliefs, because of religion, because of idealism, that could be a mistake, because we've got the destruction card, and I don't like, really, I love I love the Tower, but the destruction card for me is a little bit harsh. So I'm going to say that those of you that are leaving a commitment behind because of, yes, this commitment needed to transform, to be restructured. But I believe that for some of you out there, this is not going to lead you into something good, as it could be a karmic partner that's in your life, that's coming into your life. This will be for a few of you, not for all of you. Okay, and the Two of Autumn can mean juggling between a past connection and a new connection. And we do have the 3 here. So for some of you, this could be someone that stepped out of a relationship and they will get caught. And then that's when the Tower and the destruction comes in. For some of you may have not been ready to close the door on your past commitment, marriage. Okay. But obviously this is a lesson. Now again, with Venus retrograding in the sign of Gemini, it does speak of past things coming into our lives. And this is a teaching. This is a lesson that is learned, which means good communication needs to be reciprocated. Both parties have got to be open to communication, clear, concise, and truthful communication, so that there could be a healthy way of collaborating, giving, receiving, an equilibrium. Okay, whether this is work, whether this is love, because commitment can also mean work. So this can mean drastic changes as well. Okay, if you own your own business, the karmic partner could be a new partner that comes in. And I'm going to tell you, if they're not showing up as someone who is passionate about what they do, then it's no good. It's not going to be a good sign for this new person coming in. I want to say, if this is a third person coming into your business, I think that you need to really sift through that soil, really check them out, go deep and see who they truly are, because this could be a little bit difficult with the destruction card right here. I'm going to take just one card, one extra card on the destruction here for you. Let's take one card. What does that truly mean? And we've got victim. So someone's feeling the victim here. Now this could mean the illusion is broken here as well. Okay, and someone is breaking free before the destruction. The victim means that someone maybe has sacrificed a lot. You know, they've been in a, yeah, this could also mean that you've been in a karmic partnership. You may have been, even, you may have moved in together, you may have been engaged or whatever. Someone here was the victim. Okay, so the movement in that sense is going to be very positive. And someone is moving towards what they desire and their passion to bring in the expansion in their lives. So for others of you, this could be healthy, okay? Leaving the victim mentality behind and following your heart before there is more destruction here, all right? So dear Libra, wow, I do hope that this resonated for you. I want to thank you so much. If it did not give you much clarity, don't forget to watch your moon and rising. Okay, Scorpio, sun, moon, rising. What's going on with you? We have conclusion, the end. Chapter 1, the end. Number 12. 12 is the hanging man. But it also adds up to a 3. We have surrender. Again, surrender, Neptune. Neptune and the hanging man, we know he is Neptune. We have crossroads. Oh, you get 4 cards. We've got communication. 4 cards were pulled for you, dear Scorpio. The other signs got 3 of these Mystic Moon oracles, and you've got fresh start. So, wow. It does say chapter 1 here, so I feel as though you've been through a few chapters. We have King of Summer, King of Cups. We have the 4 of Cups. And we've got the Prince of Summer, which is the Knight of Cups. So a lot of emotions here, a lot of water. Scorpio, I feel that this is you. Now, you may be dealing with another water sign. Doesn't have to be, of course. Could be a Pisces that you're dealing with. The fresh start also rings, it's like the Ace of Wands. So fire, they may hold strong fire in their chart. Okay. The King of Cups, I feel that this is your energy. And I feel as though you may have offered your cup in the past, which was not accepted, okay, for whatever reason. Maybe you wanted to offer your cup and you were not able to. The King of Cups is someone that's open emotionally, okay? He's ready and open to communicate his emotions. The 4 of Cups, I feel that this is a reoccurrence, okay? Because this has been a cycle that you are now surrendering to. Something, there was clarity. There was no clarity. There was confusion. You've been trying to see the signs. You've been trusting your intuition. The signs are the divine. We've also got communication. This is communication on another level, which says to me that even with the crossroads, the signs, you've been seeing signs and synchronicity. This is a high-level connection, which may have been filled with drama, okay? As this offer hasn't been accepted in the past, it's coming back around. Some of you are just seeing the signs now. You're now the King of Cups. You're now ready to offer your cup again. You're actually taking the action to do that. You want a fresh start because you've seen the signs. You're surrendering to this divine calling. Let me have a look at the conclusion card here, which can mean that you've closed the door on the past. You've sacrificed a lot, but it does seem as though there's been lack of clarity and confusion around this love connection. It does seem as though it is about love. Let's have a look. Let's read the card. Don't resist the conclusion, for endings are important experiences and will help you build a stronger foundation for your next adventure. Yes, you're obviously, for those of you that have got strong fire in your chart, dear Scorpio, and you do show up as fire because you're very passionate. Your desire goes very deep. This could be you or another fire sign. Okay, so going on an adventure. So this was a risk that you didn't want to take in the past. This is also a warning to get all the facts before you draw a conclusion about someone. You can't know the whole story if you haven't read to the end. Remain open even when an ending is final or a conclusion is correct. This is a sign, and we've got the crossroads with the signs here. This is a sign that a new story is about to unfold, which to me, this says that a chapter has closed. A chapter in this relationship has closed, and a new chapter, a fresh start, is going to begin, because this is like the Ace of Wands. Someone is ready to take the action, to go on that adventure, to take that risk. They're going to take the risk to send out the messages because, and I feel that this is you mainly, dear Scorpio. Now, we can flip the reading. Okay, so whoever you've been dealing with, they're now ready. They have sacrificed. They've been waiting. They've been trying to see things from another perspective. And I'm going to say this was a hidden relationship. That's why the cup could not be accepted at that point. That's why I'm saying someone has closed, ended a cycle. It could be a committed partnership in the past where they've understood that now they're ready. They've found their true love. And they're ready to take the risk on that. There may have been a lack of trust issues because of the surrender card. Neptune, the illusion. Is it the illusion or is it the unconditional love? And I feel both people, we've got the two cards of signs and synchronicities here. Both people feel that connection. Someone obviously failed to see an amazing opportunity here, and this opportunity is probably coming back around. Dear Scorpio, this has got to do with your values, your comforts, your self-worth, and also transforming a situation. Maybe to do with depth and intimacy as well. Now, this can also mean money. Second house, eighth house, they're money houses, but also the houses, the eighth house is the house of transformation. Something needed to change here. Maybe, and I'm going to say, someone may have been in a very good financial and secure situation. Maybe they thought that the other person was looking at their pocket rather than that they wanted a deep connection. So there were trust issues here, dear Scorpio, no doubt. And there was discontentment here. But both parties, I feel, understand now that this chance should not be missed. It's coming round again. A cycle has ended. This talks about falling in love suddenly. Someone has obviously realized what their heart truly desires. And this is an offer that cannot be missed. Make sure, look out for the signs and synchronicity, because the Knight of Cups is someone that will come around, but they've got their issues. So there is the necessity of being grounded here. Okay, someone's willing to take that risk, and the risk will prove fruitful here, dear Scorpio. There is growth here. Okay, so I will leave it at that. I do hope that this provided clarity for you. Communication is through, of course, maybe social media, maybe through the air. It's the signs that are coming in. This is a connection on a higher level with the communication, and this could be lots of messages coming through and actualizing. Lots of communication, especially with Venus retrograding in the sign of Gemini. All right, dear Scorpio, I want to thank you so much. If this did not resonate, please watch your moon and rising signs. All right, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. What is going on with this eclipse in your sign? We have the fledgling. I hope you can see the card. I know the lighting is a little bit difficult, and it is an ace. It is an ace, so a new beginning. We have pause. We have the answer is yes. So after a period of something not happening, the door opens. Even though we've got the card of fear here, someone is going to take a risk here. Let's have a look. We've got the Two of Swords, which is someone trying to make a decision. We've got the Seven of Swords. Wow, it's all about your beliefs and your understanding here, dear Sagittarius. And we've got the Four of Swords. Wow. So you are dealing more than likely with an air sign. Someone, I'm going to say also Pisces, because we've got the pause, which does ring the Hanging Man. For those of you that, some of you are needing to make a major decision here. I'd like to read from the fledgling first of all before I can tell you anything else. Let's see what the card says. This is a time for you to remember that you cannot know things until you experience them. Being in this evolving state means you may stumble a bit. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Now is the time for being gentle with yourself as you step into your destiny to become the beautiful person you are meant to be. When the fledgling appears to you, it is a sign of new growth and wonderful new opportunities. Step forward with curiosity and a willingness to learn and discover. So it's very similar to the Fool card. And she does have also the moon, the symbol of the moon on her forehead, which is saying that she's using her intuition. It's where her third eye would be. So you are going to move forward, dear Sagittarius. Now, if you're dealing with another fire sign, we've got a lot of fire here. Could be Aries. Someone is willing to take a leap of faith. Now, this could be you. This could be the other person. A big decision has had to be made, because with the Seven of Swords, this is someone that, again, is taking a risk. They're taking a risk. This is all about the intellect, the perception, the understanding. There may have been a lack of clarity, okay, and that's why you're having trouble deciding. For some of you, this could be two people, of course, that you're dealing with, or a new relationship. One that maybe was a secret with the Seven of Swords here. This could be a secret relationship for some of you. Now, the Four of Swords usually comes after the Three of Swords. So there's been a heartbreak. Some of you have, your life has been on pause because you've dealt with maybe a love triangle, you've been pained, you've been hurt, and you're trying to heal. You may have been dealing with someone that was quite deceptive, that stepped out of this relationship. And some of you have maybe even known this. You've known this, you've understood this, but the decision to move forward, to take that risk, was quite fearful for you. Yes, you wanted to move away from this, but there was fear. You were fear-stricken. Now you're ready to take that leap of faith. A lot of you could be healing your hearts. And dear Sagittarius, of course, this eclipse is in your first house. First house and seventh house. That is me, myself, I, and others. So what I do on my own versus what I do in relationships. So this could also be some sort of an ending of a cycle where now you've seen the truth that there is an ending here. This could be ending a relationship that was not providing the freedom that your heart desires. Because you are a sign that needs freedom. You cannot feel captive. You cannot feel that you don't know. You're all about truth. And if you've been dealing with someone that was deceptive with the Seven of Swords, this is something that you've been thinking to leave behind and you're ready to take the action, but you've needed to go through fear because you may have been challenged in thinking that the next relationship will be the same. No, don't take that baggage with you. Take that leap, that risk, take that leap of faith, but know that leaving the past in the past is what you need to do. And the answer is yes here. Life is saying that, yes, you've got the green light, move ahead. For those of you that have had the understanding or the indication that someone has cheated here, then the answer is yes. You've been fearful, you didn't want to see the truth. Unfortunately, there is a new cycle here that you need to move towards. And when you're ready, of course, because the Four of Swords is that warrior that will cut with that fourth sword. They take that Ace of Swords, speak their truth, and move on. And some of you may be going through separation because what comes after the Four is the Five of Swords. And that can speak of a competitive energy, conflictual energy, but it says that you've got the swords in your hands. The tables turn. It also says that it's a good time to meditate. When we're having an eclipse, it's a very good time because the skies are open, okay? Meditate and find your truth. See what you need to do. See what your next step is. And it also says here that some of you need time, alone time, before you can actually take that leap of faith. And that's what I see for you, dear Sagittarius. And also it says here that make choices that will please you. Make choices that will give to you rather than others. Now, for some of you, those of you that are cross-watching, you may have been dealing with a Sagittarian that's been rough with you, that's been maybe deceptive. And of course, with the nodes now, with the nodes in your signs, this is the South Node in your sign. This is letting go of something that's karmic, something that's past. And this could be your energy too, dear Sagittarius. For you, you need to leave those old structures, those old belief systems in the past and maybe look at the other person's point of view. Now, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini could be. And we've got Venus retrograding in the sign of Gemini. which is your 7th house, dear Sagittarius. So it's other people. Yes, and you may have been dealing, dear Sagittarius, with a Gemini, a karmic partner, where they've been deceptive and you need to let them go. So it could go either way. I think I will leave it there. I do hope that it provided a little bit of clarity. Don't forget to watch your moon rising sign, maybe your Venus, your Mars. It's all up to you. Thank you so much, dear Sag. All the best. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. What's going on for you with this eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius? What's happening? And we have the warrior. Wow. And that's a number 2. Now, you may be dealing with an Aries. Could be also a Scorpio, because Scorpio is also ruled by Mars, and the warrior does speak of Mars. Let's see. We've got recognition of a relationship. This says dark night of the soul. Wow. And we've also got metamorphosis. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, which speaks of Sagittarius as fire. We have the 6 of Pentacles, which to me is the Libra card, but it can speak of Earth, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we have the King of Pentacles, which would be Taurus for me, could be any other Earth sign for others of you. I believe, dear Capricorn, that this is your energy. I believe that you are the King of Pentacles. You are all about your money. Okay. We've got one major arcana here, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the karmic wheel of time. There is an ending of a cycle here. Dear Capricorn, you are being affected in your 12th house. So this is hidden matters, endings, people that are at a distance. This can also be the house of the hidden enemies. This is affecting you, this eclipse, on the 12th house and your 6th house. 6th house is the house of health. It's the house of daily routine, work. So you are ending some sort of a cycle where your money matters are concerned. This could be a partnership here, a new partnership. Okay. The 6 of Pentacles speaks of equilibrium, equality, bringing in the balance. Maybe there was a lack of that, but that chapter has ended here with a wheel, and it was a karmic chapter. Here there is more giving and receiving. Now, what I'm going to say, dear Capricorn, what you've given out, because yes, you are all about growth, okay? You're the elder, the wiser. You put in that hard work. You need stability. So money is important. Work is important. But also where relationships are concerned, you're very slow moving, yes, and you need security. You also need to lead because you are a leader. And what I see here is that where business is concerned, there is more balance here, no doubt. The King of Pentacles is someone that stands very strong, and you've been very assertive. This means that where business is concerned and the warrior spirit that you had is going to bring you the necessary changes, very good changes, very positive, very big manifestation of dreams here with the King of Pentacles, where your money is concerned. Also, I'm going to say that, yes, you've been going through a metamorphosis. Now, Scorpio, we've also got Scorpio here, after the dark night of the soul. Now, the dark night of the soul, where money is concerned, is, as I was saying, maybe this was a partnership that's gone through challenges, a partnership in business, as there was no equilibrium. And it was a fated cycle that you went through, no doubt. One person may have been quite aggressive, maybe putting too much energy. The other person was not. So this this partnership went through the dark night of the soul, and maybe there were also fears around it, as this may have been a sense of, especially with that lockdown, that someone is going to lose everything. But the metamorphosis had to happen. This is Pluto, and Pluto does mean manifestation of a lot of money, wealth. And it's here, dear Capricorn, with the nodes happening, transiting. For the last 18 months, you've been dealing with past karmic situations, no doubt. And you've gone through a karmic cycle that has now ended, especially with the nodes having changed. You are finding your balance. This is a number 2. Now, where relationship is concerned, dear Capricorn, you don't move forward unless you're certain. And you've recognized that this is a connection that is very, very loving. And you both were on the same page. But with the dark night of the soul, someone was not giving as much as the other person. There was no equilibrium. And therefore, maybe this connection stopped. It needed to go through a transformation. It needed to get more intimate. This is Scorpio. Scorpio needs deep connection. I'm going to say where money is concerned, money could be coming from other sources as well. Some of you may have applied for a loan and there's help, financial help coming through. Nevertheless, this is sudden good luck, okay? This can also mean travel. If you've been dealing with someone that is from a different culture, different part of the world, with the lockdown, this couldn't happen. So therefore, we had the dark night of the soul, fear that you wouldn't be able to reach your beloved, okay? But now, where relationships are concerned, where understanding is concerned, where other people, any relationships that you're dealing with, there is equilibrium now and equality here. Some of you may have needed to go through maybe even a divorce. I'm going to say here, dear Capricorn. Why? Because the wheel is Jupiter, and Jupiter can mean legalities. And you have been going through the dark night of the soul, where you've needed to pay money out, pay your dues before you can sit on that throne again. You've had to prove that you can be the elder wiser and provide maybe for family, a family that you've had in the past, a commitment in the past. But you've been going through a lot. Let's take a look at the warrior card with this here. And the warrior can also mean challenges because it can be quite aggressive. Mars is actually still in Pisces, and that can speak of passive-aggressive energies. And also, once Mars moves into the sign of Aries, that's when it will be all systems go, and that won't be happening for roughly another month. So let's see what the card says. Whatever you are experiencing right now, all will be well. If your question is regarding love, this card represents someone who is deeply committed, protective, and kind to you. Friendship and love are sacred, and these qualities are important for a relationship to grow. If this person doesn't have these qualities, then move on, for I will send you someone with a true warrior spirit instead. Remember, life is about learning and discerning who is true and who is not. There is another message here to consider. Do you embody these qualities in yourself? Now is a good time to think about how committed you are to your path. And yes, you are. You're very slow moving, but you're very pragmatic, very practical, and very earthly, so very dependable. Now, if this is someone that you've been dealing with, dear Capricorn, if this is another earth sign, let's say, that you've been dealing with, you can depend on them as well. Okay, so this is a chapter you've gone through. I do believe that for most of you. Yes, there is a recognition, but someone had to go really deep, okay, as they were fearful that this may have not been something that they could depend on, something that would provide them with the security, the stability. All right, dear Capricorn, so I will leave it at that. I do hope that it provided a little bit of clarity for you. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your message for the eclipses. So we've got beauty, and we've got a number 4. Okay, 4 is the home. Now, these eclipses are affecting you in your 11th house. This eclipse, 11th house and 5th house. 11th house is the house of wishes and dreams. It's the house of the future. It's earned income through business. It's also the humanitarianism. This is your natural house, actually, dear Aquarius. This is your own house. And also it's the house of friendship, as well as, groups and associations. Let's see what we've got. And also the sun will be in your 5th house. So we've got signs. The house of romance and risk-taking is the 5th house, and the house of creation. We've got self-worth. And we've got balancing the scale. So we've got Libra here. Libra can mean relationships, other people in general. We have the 7 of Cups, which can mean a confusion, a card of confusion or having choices. We have the Queen of Cups, which would be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And we've also got unity, which is Taurus. This is the Hierophant. So major arcana. I do feel that some of you may have strong Taurus in your chart, dear Aquarius. So what I'd like to see, first of all, I want to read from the booklet. So number 40, which speaks of beauty. When you revel in the beauty that is true, you can look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you are already perfect as you are. When you choose this symbol, it is a sign that beauty is all around you. Keep a positive attitude, expect wonderful things, and they will come to you. See yourself as beautiful and know that beauty is not skin deep. It includes qualities that lie well beneath the surface. Look for this truer beauty in others as well, and always look beyond appearances. So I do say, because as I said, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and they love everything that is beautiful. So I do feel that this is your energy. We do have also the card of self-worth. And what I feel here is that some of you may have been procrastinating in making a choice here, okay? You've needed to make a decision. You've been looking at many signs. You've been looking for the signs, and the signs have been coming in. Maybe this is just too much analyzing, too many signs, and you got really confused about it. Now, the Queen of Summer is your partner. The Queen of Cups can be very intuitive, can be very sensitive, okay? This is also saying that you may have strong intuition and you need to listen to your heart, okay? Listen to your intuition that these signs are giving you. And I feel as though some of you have been doubting that. Now, you may be dealing with someone that is very sensitive, very selfless as well, dear Aquarius. And this could be someone that has, they've had an open heart, dear Aquarius. They've had an open heart and they've been very truthful. And I do feel as though there is a sense of beauty, their aura. They've got a beautiful aura which speaks to you personally. I feel about this Queen of Cups. I feel that there is strong connection to where, the signs are concerned. And when I say strong connection, I feel as though for you, mainly, dear Aquarius, I feel as though you have been doubting your self-worth. If you've got something, you know, in Taurus, that's where Uranus is. And, you know, the house of Taurus is all about self-worth, beauty, comforts. We do have the self-worth card here, which needed to balance out. Okay, now Libra is the scales. So therefore, I feel as though your understanding of your values, your beauty, whether it comes from outside or from within, I feel that that's where the balance needed to happen. I do feel as though you're dealing with someone that was quite popular, someone that was very attractive, and you have been underestimating your self-worth and your personality. Now also you may be, because Aquarius is very futuristic, you may be dealing with someone that's much more traditional. Some of you may have wanted a connection where beauty is concerned, so only skin deep. Whereas you've been dealing with someone that was very connected to you. They wanted something traditional with you, dear Aquarius. You wanted your freedom. You felt suffocated. But I feel as though now with the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is all about our beliefs, it's our conditioning. It is the card of marriage. I do feel that you've been seeing the signs, you've been trying to clear your confusion to see what is true for you, who is true for you. I do feel that you are dealing with someone that you're now connecting to, you're now understanding, you're seeing their point of view. And I feel that the love that they've showed to you is giving you more an understanding that you're worth it, that you are of value as well. And that is where the scales are balancing out here. Okay, because I do feel as though you're someone who wanted to take a risk with you, someone who wanted to take a risk and move towards a commitment here with you. So what does that tell you? Now also I'm going to say that because the Seven of Cups can mean confusion, illusion, things being up in the air, I do feel that there may be a conversation, okay, around self-worth issues, around maybe even legal issues. I'm going to say, dear Aquarius, if you've come out of a relationship or a marriage where you're dealing with someone that was not providing you with the love, it looks as though your self-worth was dimmed. And therefore, I feel as though you're carrying a chip on your shoulder. You need to overcome that. You need to let go of those beliefs and those ideas. And some of you are still going through divorce maybe. But there is a lot of beauty around you, and you need to understand that you are like a flower. Okay? And that flowers are seen as beautiful from others, even though you cannot see that. You cannot see it in yourself. But you are that flower. You are that bud, that rosebud, that maybe needed more watering here. And I feel as though this Queen of Cups is someone who's willing to water that flower so that it can bloom. Now we could flip the reading and say it's the opposite. It's the other way around. So if you are in a connection like this, do understand that if this person has gone through a tough past, okay, if they were dealing with someone that was the illusion, someone that was deceptive, then they need balance, they need relationship, they need equality in relationships, and they need understanding because they need that nurturing from you. All right, now let's talk about something that you may have created. So it's you versus the others. you versus the others. And I do feel that you may have created something, because we know that the Queen of Cups is someone that's very creative. Dear Aquarius, you may have created something that you created and you've brought it to the world. And I feel as though you're bringing people on. You're bringing people onto, into a group effort to have the help, to have the help that is necessary, because, and that's going to do a lot for your ego. It's going to really help, because I feel that you are the leader here, but you're going to let others help you. Now, it could be a family business. It could be something that you've created, something in the arts, where you're maybe even doing the paperwork, because, doing the contracts here. And this could be a business that can really flourish, because the Hierophant is, it's hierarchy, and you're at the top of your game, dear Aquarius here. That's what I see. Okay, and you're creating something that is flourishing and becoming very beautiful, and you're bringing it to the people. And this, as I said, will feed into your own self-worth, and you're going to feel a sense of pride. So, dear Aquarius, I think I will leave it at that. I want to thank you so much. Money is going to be coming in, obviously, after the hard work. The 11th house is the house of earned income through business. So this is really positive in that sense for you. All right, so I will leave it at that. If this did not resonate, please watch your moon, your rising sign, maybe your Venus and your Mars. All right, so thank you so much. Hello, Pisces and Pisces, moon and rising signs. Let's see what the eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius will bring you. And we have meditation, a very, very good time on the eclipse to meditate, as the veil is very thin, the skies are open, so you could receive messages from Spirit. This is a 25. 25 does equal a 7. 7 can also mean the Chariot, so overcoming obstacles. Let's see what we have for you. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles here, very slow paced and slow movement, but a planning stage. We've got the Nine of Pentacles here. We've got the 9 of Summer as well, which is the 9 of Cups, dear Pisces. We've also got the Guide. The Guide does remind me of the Hermit. There is an awakening here, and we've also got cycles. So we've got a fair bit of Earth here, dear Pisces. Now, this eclipse will be happening for you in your 10th house of work. It will be also affecting your 4th house of family, your security, your emotional security, your financial security through work. So this seems really, really good. Now we've got meditation here, which can speak of connection to the divine. Now you are a very spiritual sign, dear Pisces, no doubt. And we've got the Guide here. The Guide, which says you're looking into that lantern. It does ring Virgo. This is your 7th house of partnership and relationship. Virgo is right across from you, and there is an awakening here. So I do feel that the divine masculine is more than likely awakening to this relationship. Okay, and this is a wish fulfillment. Now, some of you have been feeling alone. The 9 of Pentacles can mean that financially you're doing well, but emotionally you're on your own. We've also got the Prince of Pentacles here. So the Knight of Pentacles, which could be an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. We've also got water here, so Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces as well. I do see the Knight of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles, usually the Virgo energies, but we don't have to be speaking only about that the person is Virgo. There just could be, of course, just earth, and this is a karmic partner of yours. Karmic partner does not mean that it's a bad partner, right? It's someone who's meant to be. Now, here we've got the 9 of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment. a very magical time for you. And this is a cycle that you've been trying to manifest. You've gone over this again and again. Someone has awakened to their wish fulfillment. This could also mean that you're receiving the messages through meditation whilst the veil is thin, that this meticulous, slow, meticulous movement forward will bring you. This could also mean a marriage. Why? Because we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the 9. That's 10 Pentacles. That either speaks of financial prosperity, a commitment where business is concerned, something that will be very fruitful, or a marriage, an engagement. This can also mean support from the family. Okay, so there is an awakening here, which, of course, connection to spirit, to the divine. I feel as though you've been working behind the scenes. Okay, you've been trusting in your spirit guides, and you have connected. You've received the indication. Are you trusting your intuition that there is a wish fulfillment here? Because you've been over this again and again, and you may be thinking negatively that this will not happening. This will not happen. Now, if this is a spiritual connection, the divine masculine, more than likely, is the one that is now awakening. If you have been dealing with someone that was happy being single, they were very slow moving, and they were not open to marriage connection. But I do feel that the cycle has ended here. And we know that eclipses, this is a lunar eclipse, it's an ending of a cycle where we see the truth. A Sagittarius is all about the truth. This can also mean our beliefs are changing. So you may have been dealing with someone that was very free, loving. They did not want to settle down. So you've been waiting, you've been soul searching, maybe they've been soul searching. Is this the connection that they actually feel? Is this something that they feel very strongly connected to because they feel a calling towards this? And this does speaks of dreams fulfilled, dear Pisces. Now, someone's been looking for answers, someone's been soul searching, looking on the internet. If there has been no communication, you've been searching, maybe looking on social media, okay? Just look for the signs and synchronicities, okay? Meditate, something can come around. Let's read the meditation card here. As I said, it's a number 7, which means the Chariot moves forward, okay, overcoming obstacles. Some of you may also be at a distance and you're needing to travel. Let's have a look. And the card reads, when the moon is hidden in the darkest forest, it is hard to see your next step, and it is easy to give in to the fear that there will never be safety or light again. I am here to guide you when you have lost your way, whispering to you to maintain faith that good things will come your way once more. Take one step toward your dream. I will take 2 steps toward you to help you achieve it. Have hope, and only good will come of it. So don't stop hoping that the wish will be fulfilled, dear Pisces. I'm stumbling over my words. So this is a reward that's coming in for you. We've got 2 9s here. Your slow, meticulous, and plan your strategy towards something of a wish fulfillment is here, dear Pisces. And that is what you will be seeing. As you can see here, she's got a flower behind her back. Something is flourishing here. Some of you may have been behind the scenes, okay, not being out there and having a good time. You've been looking for your answers. For some of you that are creating a business, a spiritual business, it could be tarot reading or anything like that. this is going to give you, you've been soul searching, and your awakening is connecting to the divine, following your calling. We've got the moon here as well. We've got the guide here. We've got the meditation. We've got all this water. This is going to provide for you. It's going to provide the security, the financial security. And you're going to be maybe someone who can be very alluring, very interesting to someone who needs stability, someone who is moving towards you. They will be seeing you as their wish fulfillment. So, dear Pisces, beautiful. I think I will leave it at that. As I mentioned the signs already, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Earth, strong Virgo. We've got the Hermit here, and I'm going to say Pisces. Of course, Pisces is your energy, but Pisces is also very spiritual. So I do feel that this is a very strong connection where the divine masculine is now awakening. And we know that with a full moon, this is the ending of a cycle. What comes after the ending of a cycle is a new cycle. Newness is coming through. Thank you so much for your support. And if this did not resonate, please watch your moon, rising, Venus, Mars. Other than that, sending you much love until next time.